was that, about 2 seconds?
That was like 1 second.
1 second from the flash till now. Like, holy, oh, here comes the hail again. Hail is coming down again. Well, hello and welcome back to another edition of Backcountry Trails. In this second part of our Big Pine Lakes adventure, we start by dropping the packs off at the trailhead with Dave, and then Jerry and I drive down to the long-term backpackers parking area just below the pack station on Glacier Lodge Road, and then we have to hoof it back up the trail. When we got to the day-use parking lot, we noticed that same vehicle that was covered in pine needles, but this time there was a guy standing next to it, and all the vehicle doors and the trunk were open. And I was kind of looking at the guy standing there, and I thought, okay, well, maybe he's law enforcement. He's going to be towing the vehicle. And then I talked to him for a few minutes. Turns out he was Inyo County Sheriff's deputy that was doing an investigation on a missing climber. And he was telling me that today's date for this hike was September 11th, I believe. And the guy had been missing since August 11th. He'd been missing a whole month. And evidently this guy, his name is Billy Pearson. He's an elite climber. He's climbed Everest. He's climbed K2. This guy's no slouch. This guy is not some amateur. This guy's a professional, world-class climber. And he had parked his vehicle there with the intention of doing a rehab hike. We found out later he was going to go up to Lake Number 3 and go around the Lake Number 3 to the start of the climb up to either the Palisade Glacier, or he was going to go right to Temple Crag. And he was going to work up one of the faces of Temple Crag and do an actual real rock, not a hike, but a rock climb with pitons and carabiners and chocks to go into the rocks, the whole shebang. He was doing it all solo. And he was supposed to be back in one day, and some time elapsed. His family couldn't get a hold of him, and then they got a hold of his ex-girlfriend, who had some connections with some climber buddies of his, who told them that they were told that Billy was going to go out to the Big Pine Lakes area and was going to do a climb up Temple Crag. And so that's what happened. He hadn't returned. It'd been almost a month. And obviously they were concerned, and they had notified search and rescue, and they were on their way. So while we were at the trailhead, we actually ran into search and rescue, who was just now starting to get briefed on the missing climber, Billy Pearson. So in this adventure, we're going to start hiking up the North Fork of Big Pine Creek. We're going to get to a junction after we cross over the second of the lower falls. And on this edition, you can either take the lower route or the upper route. I've done both different times. We decided to take the lower route up to what they call the second falls, or the upper falls. And just past that is the world-famous Lon Chaney Cabin, which is now a backcountry wilderness cabin for backcountry rangers that do winter climbs and winter research and winter rescue attempts, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, from there, we're going to hike past the Lon Chaney Cabin and work our way past Lake Number 1 to a phenomenal overlook at Lake Number 2. And at Lake Number 2, we're going to drop down to Lake Number 2, set up camp, have a absolutely phenomenal campsite right on the water of Lake Number 2. So that's what this edition is going to be about. A little bit about the climber that's missing, Billy Pearson, and a little bit about our adventure as we hike up down through the lower trail to Lake Number 2. So that'll all be coming up next in this edition of Backcountry Trails. Big Pine Lakes, Part 2. I'll be coming up next. Well, good morning. This is going to be the start of my breakfast this morning before we start our backpack trip. The Kelly kettle going. Obviously, that's not going to go with me. It's going to stay in the Jeep. But I'm going to have some breakfast scramble and some Kopiko coffee. That'd be pretty good, and this ought to heat up the water pretty fast. It's pretty quiet. Looks like we might get some rain today. combination of rain mixed with smoke. All right, well, good morning. We're at the trailhead for the Big Pine Lakes loop. There's a whole bunch of chain of lakes up here. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, along with Summit Lake. We're gonna try to get to Lake 3 today, if not Lake 2, and then over the next several days, we're gonna go visit Lake 4 or 5, and then maybe go up to San Mac Meadows. And if we have enough energy and conditions are decent, we might make a run up to the Palisade Glacier. So anyway, there's a vehicle parked at the trailhead that we noticed yesterday, 2 days ago, covered in pine needles, and there was a tow notice on it. And then when we came up to the trailhead today, we noticed there was a Inyo County Sheriff deputy. It said the car's been there a month, and it's a climber. So my guess is this is not a search and rescue mission, but a recovery. He's probably dead somewhere, probably up on Temple Crag, or maybe went up Polymonium or North Palisades or something, probably fell. But anyway, a search and rescue unit just showed up. 2 people got out, and it looks like they're trying to gather some information from the vehicle. So while we're going to be going up the trail, we're going to keep an eye out, see if we see anything. Probably won't, but we'll keep our eyes and ears open anyway. There's a chance of rain over the next several days, and at the higher elevations, we might actually get snow. So that's something to think about. We're prepared. We've got rain gear, and our tents are waterproof, so we'll make the best of it. It's a pretty tough hike from here, and we're older and heavier, so we're going to take our time, make the best of it, go as far as we feel comfortable. But in the meantime, we're heading up the North Fork of Big Pine Creek out here in the Inyo National Forest. Off to the left is the North Fork of Big Pine Creek. This is known as the Lower Falls. Well, this is known as the Upper Falls, and this is where the trail splits. When you're heading up the valley, you can either go to the left and go to the lower route, or you can go right, work your way up on the ridgeline a little higher up, and that's known as the Upper Trail. Also, the trail to the Backpackers Campground is to the right. Well, this is what they call the lower trail. There's an upper trail and a lower trail. Upper trail is up here. We did see some people coming down the upper trail. Lower trail stays more in the valley bottom, closer to the creek, and I think it's more scenic. You gotta head up that way to the head of the valley. That's where another waterfall is, and eventually the Lon Chaney Cabin. Well, I think we're gonna have some incredible views today. We're going to have a view down the Big Pine Canyon, down the North Fork. And we got clouds building. There's a chance of rain in the forecast. Thunderstorms this afternoon, maybe even a chance of snow later on. So in the meantime, we got to work our way up toward the top, the end of the canyon here, so we can make our switch back up to meet the high trail. and continue on through the Second Falls and work our way over to the historic Lon Chaney Cabin. Thank God it's only in the 50s because it feels a lot hotter. Well, we're working our way up toward the Second Falls, the Upper Falls, and now we are on the upper trail. There's a lower trail that we were on earlier. We've done some switchbacks. We eventually came up here to this trail, and we're going to work our way up to the head of the canyon, do a few switchbacks, and eventually spit out right at the top of the Upper Falls. And then not too much further than that is the historic Lon Chaney Cabin. So weather's holding up good. It's clear this way, it's dark that way, and it's dark that way. So we'll cross our fingers. We avoid some rain and snow later this afternoon or tonight. But the breeze feels good. And we're fortunate it's only in the 50s, but it feels like 75 right here. We're getting there, slowly but surely, one step at a time. Well, we reached the uppermost falls, the head of the canyon, as it flows downstream here. Well, we had gone just a little ways past the upper falls at the head of the canyon, and we were in this remote, really scenic section alongside the creek. And we ran across a wilderness ranger from the Inyo National Forest, Greg. Super nice, friendly guy. He talked to us about our itinerary, checked our wilderness permits to make sure we had permits for the backpacking stay in the Big Pine Lakes region, and we discussed the leave no trace ethics. And he did mention to us that we had to stay 200 feet away from water sources and 200 feet from the trail. But then he also mentioned if we were staying at lake number 2 or lake number 3 that a lot of the campsites were not within regulation. And just to do the best we could, if we had to set up our tents at a site, make sure it was on a durable surface and make sure it was out of view from other hikers and backpackers on the trail, and to keep the leave no trace ethics in mind. Well, we're not too far from the Lon Chaney Cabin. We're down here in the shadows along the creek. It's gorgeous. All right, we have finally reached what they are now calling the Big Pine Creek Wilderness Ranger Camp. It's actually the Lon Chaney Cabin. It was built, I think, in the 1920s or 30s by Lon Chaney. He used to come up here and relax in this most magnificent, perfect place, right on the edge of the creek. It's a perfect spot for a break, shoot some video, take a load off on these packs. This now is it's being used as a wilderness ranger cabin for the winter months. working our way up past the Lon Chaney Cabin. We're working our way toward the turnoff for lake number 1 and 2. I tell you what, we're all exhausted right now. It's stunning up here, but you definitely earn your money. These big boulder steps I have to climb over after we've already climbed up a million other ones. That makes it tough. I'm definitely ready for a break. Well, this is our view looking to the east, overlooking lake number 1. Big Pine Lakes. We're almost to lake number 2. Well, this is Big Pine Lakes number 2 with Temple Crag behind it. And if you see back the distance, the water is a turquoise color. It's all glacier fed from the Palisade Glacier above. People come hundreds of miles to see this view of Temple Crag and this turquoise water. We're going to be working our way up around over that way. We're going to try to find a place to camp on the other side by lake number 2. All right, Jerry's got his tent set up. He brought up the fly. Yeah.
That Hoover Dam back here.
Oh yeah.
You know, everything's gonna come down that if it rains.
Yep. And Dave looks like he's getting ready to start on his. Mine's not done yet. I'm working on it. All right. Well, I made it finally over to lake number 2, Big Pine Lakes, and we're going to be setting up right here. There's not a lot of really good campsites. The shoreline's extremely steep, and we saw 2 other sites on that side that were occupied, and the trek to the water to refill your water bottles was just horrendous. So we walking along the ridge, we were going to just go to lake 3, and we saw this use trail, and then we saw this boulder this to my left, and I saw this open space and access to the water, and I go, you know what, this is as far as I can go. So even the trail to get here is steep, but we made it down. We got our tent mostly established. I'm inflating my air mattress right now. I have one of those little thermarest pumps that pumps up your air mattress. I don't have to blow into it, because at this elevation, we're like over 10,000 feet. It's hard to catch your breath, and I'm still struggling. So my back has killed me. My knee hurts. I'm exhausted. And I got to get caught up on hydration. And we did talk to Wilderness Ranger. He checked our permits, and he said we're supposed to be 200 feet from water, and we're probably 50. But he even said, you're going to have difficulty finding a spot with access to the water, that's decent. And he says, just do the best you can. So obviously this site has been used thousands of times. There's even a fire ring here, which is not allowed. And it's obviously too close to the water, but we've got to appreciate it today. So I'm going to finish doing my, getting my Lon Chaney 2-man tent set up. Temple Crag is right behind me. You can't see it through the trees, but it's right behind my tent. I'll get a shot of it here in a little bit. And so far, the storm clouds are holding off, but over this way, it looks pretty ominous. So we'll see. Hopefully, we won't get any rain tonight. And if it does, it's all going to come down this slope. And there is a little run out right under my tent, but it's to the left of my tent. And I do have a bathtub floor, so as long as it's not a flash flood, I should be fine. But anyway, this was a tough day. Mileage-wise, it wasn't that tough, but combination of the steepness and the altitude, it's just, and the heavy packs. We're not used to carrying this much weight. So anyway, we're gonna get set up here and get something to eat, take some Advil for sure. And get cut up on my hydration, and then I have to go refill all my water bottles. I got a CNOC 2-liter bag, I got to fill that up. I also have a Sawyer squeeze filter. I'm gonna fill up my Nalgene bottle, and hopefully we'll be set for the night. Anyway, we deserve a break, and this is about as far as we can get. Anyway, I'll catch up with you in a little bit. Well, that's Dimpled Crag. The clouds have moved in, and we're starting to get hail now. Not a lot, just a little. Enough to bounce off your head. You're bouncing off the nylon rain fly. All right, well, we are set up here at our campsite at lake number 2, Big Pine Lakes. And it was started to sprinkle a little bit, got a little heavier, so we got a little bit of hail. And it kind of backed off. So this is the first kind of dry spell we've had in about an hour. And it looks like it's not raining or hailing right now. We might, if it continues through the evening and even into the night, we might get snow. You know, it's only 42 right now, and the wind's kind of chilly. The clouds are really dark over Temple Crag. They're working their way over here, so I'm not really hungry because I ate a bunch of snacks when I got here, but I decided I was going to try this. I never had this before. Mountain House Buffalo style mac and cheese. Hopefully I'll be able to eat it all. So this shouldn't take too long to boil. Got to boil a cup and a half of, actually like 13 ounces, I think, of water. And Jerry, what are you eating?
Beef pasta marinara.
From Peak.
Beef crumbles with pasta noodles and marinara sauce.
Oh, there you go.
This is going to be damn good. I'm going to wish I had another bag.
That's the only one you brought for the trip?
Right.
And you get your jet boil. You've had that jet. Is that a new jet boiler or is that the same one?
The original jet boil from...
Oh.
This has still got the...
Oh, it's got like, is it the Flash? Is it the one that has the...
I don't think they make that anymore, man.
Yeah, I thought they didn't make it anymore. So that one's got the gauge on the side,
Yeah,
so you don't boil over.
That's what I'm watching.
Oh, it's already done. Yeah. I think it boils water so fast. I'm using the MSR Pocket Rocket 2. Kind of like this one. I use this when I work the fire lookout, so I use this one a lot. It's a little bigger and heavier than the BRS 3000, but it works. And works good with any of the isobutane canisters. One thing I am a little concerned about is if it gets too cold, then the isobutane canisters won't work. Not quite at a boil, but almost. So anyway, so we're going to try to get some calories in us, get some carbs, since we burned a lot of carbs today. I can't even imagine how many calories we burned coming up that hill, carrying that big pack. So at least we made it to lake number 2. We were a little worried we were going to have to go all the way to 3, but tomorrow ought to be an easy day. We're going to pack up here at our leisure. We're only going to go like a mile to lake number 3, and we'll have all day to relax. So, and we'll need it because I was crawling around in my tent. I was actually kind of cramping up a little bit. So it'll feel good to have a slower pace day.
A hard time getting out of here.
Yeah, it's a really super steep to get up back to the trail, so that's going to suck. But at least we'll have a little bit fresher legs than we did today. So.
Smell that.
Oh yeah, that does smell good. Pasta marinara, that always smells good. All right, well, it's time to check out the buffalo style chicken. I think I added a little bit too much water. It didn't quite congeal as much as I thought it would, but I just wonder how hot this is. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's got some kick to it, that's for sure.
Buffalo style chicken mac and cheese. Contains chicken and macaroni, a spicy cheese sauce with carrots and celery.
Why they put carrots in it? I thought that was chunks of cheese that didn't dissolve. It's not bad. It's warm, but it's not overly hot. Not as hot as I thought it was going to be.
Would you eat it again?
Yeah. Dave already ate. Who's over there in his tent?
Who makes that one?
Mountain House.
Oh, Mountain House, okay.
Yeah, we think it's going to be a little colder tonight. We'll see. I have a sleeping bag liner. My sleeping bag's rated to 32 when it's new, but it's like 20 years old, so it's probably not really rated to that anymore. But I got to admit, last night I was inside my tent and it was 35 and I was fine. And just underwear and a t-shirt. So we'll see. You know, supposedly the liner adds another 10 degrees, so it should take me down into the mid-20s.
What, about over 2,000 feet higher now?
Yeah, so 3 to 5 degrees per thousand. So probably 8 to 10 degrees colder. So 25 maybe. That's what we're thinking, 25 degrees. So we'll see. I also have a couple of little chemical hand warmer packets. I could always pop one of those and throw it in the foot of my sleeping bag. And I also have my Nalgene. I could always boil up, a quart of boiling water, put it in a sock, throw it in the bottom of my sleeping bag like a hot water bottle, and that would work too. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll try the hand warmers tonight, and if I use them all up, I'll have to resort to the water bottle trick. So anyway, I'm going to finish my Mountain House Buffalo style mac and cheese, and then we'll probably have to start tidying up around camp because I think the sun's going to go down here really quick.
I think tonight will be the coldest night.
Yeah.
With the low pressure system.
Yep. Well, good morning. I guess it's a beautiful but cold morning here at the Big Pine Lakes region, and I'll give you a view here I'm looking at. That's lake number 2. That's Temple Crag back there, and it's a cold night, and I got my coffee this morning, so got down to, well, it's 32 right now. I don't know what the coldest temperature was. Probably below that or pretty close to it. I slept pretty good. It was a long night of sleep. We were so exhausted from yesterday. It wasn't that far mileage-wise. It was only about 4 miles to get here, but the incline was incredibly steep in places, and our packs were so heavy they were 45 pounds, which is a lot of weight to be carrying up that kind of incline, and it took a toll on us. And we made it out to Lake 2, so tomorrow we're going to go to, today we're going to pack up our camp, and we're going to continue along the trail, and we're going to head over to lake number 3, which is a really nice lake. It's the shoreline is not as steep as this one is, so it'll be a lot easier camping. It's short; it's only about a mile. So from this lake, there's no rush to get ready. We'll get ready at our leisure, and then we'll head on over to lake number 3, and we'll get a equally, if not better, view of Temple Crag and the beautiful Big Pine Lakes region here in the John Muir Wilderness. Well, here's probably a better view of how glassy calm the water is. And there's Temple Crag right there. Alpenglow is just now starting to hit the upper elevations. And off to the far right side of this is lake number 3, which is where we're heading today. Well, I decided to heat up some more hot water. I'm going to try this Peak Refuel Mountain Berry Granola. And I'm going to eat it hot. The sun has finally risen above the mountains to the east of us, and it's illuminating the lake and part of the edge of Temple Crags. We've got a great view this morning. The sun's glistening off the water, fish are jumping. Should be a nice day today. Well, Jerry's filtering some water. He's using his pump filter. Gonna get him plenty of clean drinking water for breakfast this morning and for travels throughout the day.
Probably pretty clean as it is.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Today is Mountain House Adventure Meals granola. Tastes like shit. I mean, no, I'm not. I'm sorry. It's pretty good.
And you're eating hot, right? You're not eating it cold?
Hot, right? Which just seems better because it's cold. Well, this morning, seems better to eat it warm.
Yeah.
Plenty of. It's actually pretty good. Plenty of granola, plenty of blueberries. It's really tasty.
All right, this is a view from the trail, looking at Temple Crag on the far northern end of lake number 2. We're gonna be working our way to the right to lake number 3. It's not that far. I'm just taking a break here for a minute or two. I climbed up this steep ridge to get to back up to the trail. Temple Crags behind me. Had a great view down at lake number 2. There's quite a few day hikers coming up. It must have got a really early start. But anyway, Jerry and Dave should be here pretty soon. This is definitely Kodak picture perfect spot right here. Second lake, the magnificent turquoise color from the glacier fed inlet above us from lake 3, and then Temple Crag off in the distance. We climbed up this steep ridge from our camp down at lake 2. Now we're back on the trail proper, and we're going to be heading toward lake number 3, which is actually not that far away. You gotta admit, this is a pretty good spot. All right, well, we've worked our way from lake number 2 down here to lake number 3. We've got our tent mostly established. Jerry's down about the water edge filtering water. Temple Crag is in the background. I've got my Lon Chaney 2 tent set up right there. And Dave's tent. It's right over there. Clouds have come in. For a minute there, we had a couple of drops of rain. It went away. But this is our view. Lake number 3. Temple Crag in the clouds. Palisade Glacier is up there over the other side of that ridge. All kinds of tremendous peaks over this way. It's a little windy. It's nice and cool. It's about 50 degrees right now. But we do have a great campsite. I've actually camped here before in this exact campsite. And they tell you you're supposed to be 200 feet from water, but then they have these camps established. So you can camp way up the mountain. Way up on the hill up there, and then be legal, but don't know why they would have these down here if they didn't want you to camp here at this most magnificent site. Oh, we're at the third lake, and it's only about 5 after 12, and starting to sprinkle. You could probably be fine sitting out there. the rain shell on. It's not coming down that hard, but I kind of wanted to go through my bear can, find some snacks, and I was wondering if my little chair would fit in here, and sure enough it does. So I just had to flip my mattress up on its side against the edge and scoot over my sleeping bag. Seems to be working. Well, it's feeling pretty good now outside our tents. We were lucky that we got to lake number 3 fairly early, so we had plenty of time to set up our tents. And now we're all hunkered down inside. I'm sure this will be a brief passing hailstorm, but thankfully we were able to get everything set up ahead of time. I feel sorry for those people that are hiking down the trail right now, because they're getting just doused. Oh, luckily I brought my chair inside my tent, and I'm actually surprised it fits. So I have my tea lemonade mixture, and I'm all nice and dry inside my tent. I have the fly on the back side, and I don't have it on the front so I can look out. But I do have half of the vestibule closed, so I have my pack with the rain cover on it sitting over here on the covered portion of the vestibule, so it's nice and dry. But I had to keep the front open so I can see what's going on. Sounds like it's slowing down a little bit. It was 51 15 minutes ago, so this is coming down from the higher elevations. There could be a possibility of snow later tonight if this storm kicks in. We'll see. Meantime, we'll just enjoy this fine weather here in Big Pine Lakes. We missed that one. We just had a big bolt of lightning and ripping thunder just came right through here. And it seems like the storm that passed by us has been circling, and now it's coming back from the other direction. A little more intensity than before. So hopefully while I'm recording here, you'll get a flash in the background behind my tent. It's coming from over here. And there you go. That's what we got right here at lake number 3. Wow, it's getting closer. Well, I'm shooting video up under my rainfly. I got it lifted a little bit, so I'm hoping to catch some more lightning and thunder. But we haven't had any in about 2 or 3 minutes, so maybe the main part of the cell, or the disturbance, has started to move over. Good one. It's almost on top of us about now. How many seconds, Jerry?
10, 3.
So 3 seconds from the flash until the sound. So gives you an idea where the center of the storm is right now. What was that, about 2 seconds?
That was like 1 second.
1 second from the flash till now. Like, holy, oh, here comes the hail again. Hail is coming down again. So I imagine the next one is going to be right on top of us. Right on top of us. And here comes the hail. We'll get a little more hail this time than last time. I'd open up the tent fly so you can see outside, but got my chair in the way. But you can see. Hail building up. Every time you go to the Sierra, there's always a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon, and 2 o'clock, 2:30, that's what I tell you. You got to get up early. You got to get up to the peaks and you get off the peaks early. Because this happens almost on a daily basis in the summer, especially late summer. And it's mid-September right now. And chance of snow isn't out of the realm of possibility, and obviously we're getting quite a bit of hail now, so. But thankfully I have a waterproof tent, or waterproof rain fly on my tent, and it's not too bad. Hopefully we'll get one more flash of light before shut it down. But I might have to move my chair to the other side. I might have to zip up my door here a little more so I don't get hail coming in from the outside. We're just lucky that today was a short day that we were able to come up here and we set up tents at like noon. Well, it's kind of a wasted hiking day, But today it turned out to be in our favor because probably within 20 minutes of getting our tent set up, we started getting the first little bits of rain, sprinkle, a little bit dousing of hail, and it got a little heavier, and then it kind of backed off, and then it turned into just normal, pretty good rain for a while. And now it's turned into a regular thunderstorm, and our hail accumulation numbers have increased quite a bit just over the last several months. Hopefully we'll get one more flashlight, one more bolt of thunder, as you can see on the camera. That's what makes backpacking in the Sierra so exciting, because you never know what to expect. It'll be gorgeous and bright and sunny one day, and then the very next day in the afternoon it can just come down like this. And people that are traveling up to the Palisade Glaciers, once you get up a little ways past the third lake, the fifth lake, and start your traverse up to the Palisade Glaciers, you're above timberline, and you're the only thing up there on the edge of those ridge lines on the rock, and you would definitely be at a lightning strike risk up there. So I'm glad we didn't decide to head up there after we set up our tents, because we would have been in the middle of all this right now. We'd probably be hiking back right now, but we'd still be just drenched like drowned rats. Well, I'm really not one for cooking in my tent, but this rain has been going on for over 3 hours now. And to be honest, I'm kind of tired of it. So I'm not going to cook per se, but what I am going to do, I'm getting a little puddle under my tent here. I'm going to make some apple cider, just something a little warm to warm me up. I'm just going to pour it actually right in here. It's already at a rolling boil. Probably won't even be able to drink it. Didn't think it'd take 20 seconds, but I didn't pour that much in there. I just wish this rain would let up, because it's, to be honest, it's getting kind of old. It's fun at first, but exciting, but pretty good. I do have a cup here somewhere. Maybe I'll pour it in my cup. See how this cider tastes. I'm afraid to drink it because I know how hot it is. It's hot, but it's good. We're going on 4 hours now of rain and hail and thunder and lightning, so hopefully we're nearing the end of this. Can't see staying in here all night, you know. Guess I could cook out in the vestibule and stay here all night if I had to. I switched out my hiking pants, put on some long underwear, and put on some Gore-Tex rain pants. Took off my down jacket and just put this rain shell over the top of it. So the rain shell, the down jacket actually fits over this rain shell as well. So if I start getting cold, I can swap them out. And I also switched beanies. This is just a really thin Columbia beanie, but it's got this on the inside, which actually gives it a little bit of warmth. And it's meant more as a liner than anything else for like under a helmet or something, but it works. And of course, you know, just like you learn to layer your gear, I can layer this as well. It starts to get too cold. But right now I'm okay. That was a really good bolt of lightning. Just hit on the other side of that peak. Did you see the lightning bolt, Jerry?
Nope, I heard. You saw it in the daylight.
Wow.
Well, if you're at lake number 3, the Big Pine Lakes, the glacier's back that direction. This is the glacial waters of Lake 3. And this is where it goes through the log jam dam and works its way down the outlet down into Lake 2. And in the meantime, we have to dry out our gear, set it out. Hopefully it'll get a chance to dry out before evening. And it looks like we've got nice bright blue skies looking south. Good omen for tomorrow. Well, it looks like it's dinner time finally. It's about almost 6 o'clock. Our big thunderstorm rolled over and it got pretty intense there for a while. We really got tired of being in our tents. That's for sure. What do you think, Jerry?
That was a long one. What time did we leave the last lake? I don't know, but
It was like 10.
yeah, okay.
Then we got to this one at like 11:30 or something.
Probably less than, yeah. But it was only like 3/4 of a mile, so we got lucky. You know, we got here and found this spot, and you could see the sky was looking worse than yesterday, and good thing we got the tent set up right away.
Yeah, he said, oh, we should probably get our tents up. It's looking pretty bad. I thought, well, probably not till like 2 or 3. Then, so we went to putting our tents up. We got them all set up, and then was it 15 minutes after we got them set up, we started feeling the first sprinkles. And then
I was pumping water down there, and it started to really sprinkle. I had to close up shop and come up here pretty quick.
I'm having Mountain House beef stroganoff. It's one of my favorites. I cut the recipe in half this time. We were in the tent from, what,
12, 15 or something?
Yeah, 12:15 or so, 12:30 until, what, 4:30? Yeah, and it was
Hailing, thunder, lightning, rain, and then repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat.
yeah, a couple times it kind of, slowed down, so I put on my rain shield and crawled out of the tent just to stretch my legs so I wouldn't cramp up. And I didn't get out to the rocks for 2 minutes, and it started again, so I had to come back in. I did that 2 or 3 times. At least I get a good nap out of it. How about you, Dave?
Yeah, Jerry called it right. He was watching the clouds, and it was coming. So I'm glad you did entice us to set up our tents. It wasn't long afterward that broke loose. Well, it didn't break loose, but it started, and then finally it broke loose. So some good, close lightning strikes and thunder. And yes, I do have to take this off. I know you guys are thinking, what is that knucklehead doing? The bottom attached. It's stuck right now. So anyway. Yeah, it's all worked out though. We're alive.
Yeah, and this is a great site. It's on like a little peninsula, and I've stayed here before. And it's got some trees around it, so we're not the tallest thing out here. There are a couple of sites that are above us that are on rock promontories that have a tremendous 270-degree view of Lake Number 3 and Temple Crag. But I don't think you'd want to be up there when there's lightning, because you pretty much would be the tallest thing up there, and it's probably pretty dangerous to be hanging out there. And up there you had to deal with the wind too, where at least we're a little more protected down here in the trees.
I didn't want to be down here, let alone up there.
Yeah.
With the lightning, but we kept. I think I was coming back from my water pump thing, and you said, "Whoa, that's a big flash." I'm like, "Wait,
yeah.
it's broad daylight. How can you see a big flash?"
Yeah, that was over there. It was
And then it just ripped.
to the east of us.
And ripped and roared, and for a long time they were like the ones you could see. You could even see them in the tent. They were that bright. And then you'd go 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, and it'd rip up there somewhere by Lake 4 or 5 or something, and it'd just echo off of all of these mountains that are all surrounding us until it came down here after a while, and then it was 1,000, and then that ripping, tearing. If you've ever heard that,
I think that's the loudest lightning thunder I've ever heard.
The thing is that you might hear that when we live in LA, right? And so, or Southern Cal. So you don't get that too often. And when you get it, you don't have this acoustics.
Yeah,
out
it's like
here.
it's like an amphitheater right here.
Yeah, we are in a bowl. And there's just 1,000 foot, 2,000 foot mountain there, 6,000 feet mountain there, probably, and so forth, as you can see back this way. So it just echoes and bangs and crashes all over the place and goes around. And I just gotta wonder what the little animals and critters think when that comes. With some gods are mad at them or something, they go running back into their burrows.
Yeah, right now there's not even a breeze.
No.
And the water's like glass right now.
Yeah, and the clouds are barely moving.
It's still pretty dark over there, over toward Lake 5. And it's clearing up a lot to the south, but hopefully it'll give us a nice clear night. We'll have time for some of our stuff to dry out for tomorrow. I think Jerry came up with a good idea that maybe we'll keep this as our base camp, and maybe tomorrow we'll just do a day hike instead of packing up all of our stuff and taking up the tents and hauling it all up to Camp 5 at Lake 5.
We need it to dry.
It might be better off to have it sit out here and then just do a day hike tomorrow. So I have a small little REI Flash 18 day pack that'll hold a couple water bottles and a rain shell, and maybe that's what we'll do. And then we don't have to haul this gear further up. That's 50-pound pack.
Yeah.
That'll really come in handy. And then when we come down, we can, at the end of the night, tomorrow morning or the next day, we can just pack up our stuff and hike out. We still have quite the hike to get out of here.
We've all been struggling a little more than usual.
Yeah.
So a little less load to go further up would be nice.
Yeah, then even hiking out, we'll have a little less. We've eaten some stuff out of our bear can. And for the most part, other than this little section right here, it'll be mostly downhill, almost all downhill.
Yeah,
all the way back to the
I know
car,
we always
so.
say that, but it's like 99%. There's going to be a couple of little bumps, and we'll cuss and swear for a minute and it'll be over.
I'll say, I don't remember that.
Yeah. When we get past Lake 1, it's all downhill.
Yeah.
If we take the high route back to the car instead of going to the trailhead, I don't know what that's like.
Yeah, we might do that. That's a straight shot. It'd probably save us time.
Yeah.
But it'll save us at least half hour to an hour.
And we don't have to do that. Those switchbacks at the beginning of the trail, they're kind of steep,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So they don't blow your knees out going down that.
Yeah, my knees are hurting coming up. So, all right. Well, we're gonna finish our dinner tonight, and hopefully we'll dry out a little bit. And there's really no need to get to bed early because we slept all day.
We'll just sit here all night and look at the stars.
Yeah, and we
Hopefully.
got a great view tonight. We're not covered in trees, so we'll, as long as these clouds leave, we'll have some great views tonight.
You know, they left last night, and we were looking at stars, Dave and I, for a little while, and then I think maybe it was smoke. I don't know if it was hazy or smoke. Something rolled in pretty quick, but it was patchy, and it took most of the stars out.
Wow.
And then we just said, that's it, good nighty night.
You did see the space station though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah. Were you up for that?
yeah, I saw that. It was right before I was tired.
that thing was blazing.
All right, well, we'll catch up with you in a little bit. Well, that's going to do it for this second part of our adventure out to the Big Pine Lakes area of the Inyo National Forest in the John Muir Wilderness. In this episode, we started up the North Fork of Big Pine Creek, worked our way up past the Lon Chaney Cabin, and spent a night at Lake Number 2. That was a tough hike, man. That was a killer day. It was a lot of incline, probably 2,000 feet of elevation gain, and only I don't know, 3.5, 4 miles, and so it was pretty steep. Anyway, we spent the night. It got really chilly at night. We got a little bit of rain, but not much. Just a little foray into what we were going to be expecting over the next day or two. On the second morning, it was crystal clear, a gorgeous start to our day. We only had to hike a mile. Our goal was to get to Lake Number 3, set up an early camp, maybe do a short little day hike around camp. But once we got there, we actually got that great spot I was looking for. But we also noticed some serious clouds coming in, and we were able to get our tent set up just in the nick of time. Well, anyway, we survived our lightning and thunderstorm up at Lake Number 3, and in this next edition, we're gonna take a day hike up to Lake Number 4, and we're gonna work our way up into the Sam Mac Meadows toward the Palisade Glaciers before returning back to our camp at Lake Number 3, where we also got to witness a search and rescue helicopter looking for Billy Pearson. They flew around for a good hour or so, and you'll get a lot more of that in the next episode. Well, anyway, don't forget to click and subscribe, and tell your friends about the channel, and hopefully you'll be looking forward to the next exciting adventure of backcountry trails, our day hike up to Sam Mac Meadows and Lake Number 4 in the Big Pine Lakes region. Alrighty, take care. I'll catch up with you later. Bye-bye.